I remember spending the night at my friend's house, coming home really early that morning. I walked into the living room and nothing felt different. It was warm and I could smell the scent of lemon pledge on the furniture, which was freshly dusted the night before. I went into my room and I turned on the TV. I decided to do some laundry. So I put all my shit into the basket from my closet and I headed out to the garage. When I opened the door, I saw her, face pale, eyes wide, dressed in her favorite blue nightgown. I just stood there in shock, in horror, in awe of it all, not moving a muscle. I remember feeling frozen, as if I'd been chosen to be the one to find her. Barely breathing, I can still feel my heart beating, fast and hard, in my throat. I remember putting down the basket and just staring at her, not believing what I was seeing, just knowing I had never seen her like this, so still and so stiff. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't, shouldn't, so I didn't. I remember feeling sick and shaky and wanting to cry, but I couldn't, so I didn't. I was mad at her and just staring at that stepladder placed so gently against the dryer. She must have used it to climb up. I used it to climb up. I felt her body, and it was cold, hard, and old. I untied the clothesline from around her neck, and I held her in my arms as she slowly said goodbye to the thick wood beam she had asked to take her life. With all my strength, I closed her eyes. I laid her on the rug and kissed her goodnight. I remember walking into the house and seeing the letter she left. It was sitting on the window shelf, addressed to my mother, and no one else. I woke up my grandfather and I told him what happened, and then he called the coroner and I just sat with him. I never saw my grandmother after that day. There was no funeral, and there is no grave. That was the first time I saw my grandfather cry, and the last time we talked about how she died. I never forgave her for killing herself or for willing her body to science, and I've never cried. I've just kept quiet.